Hey everyone, Marathon Hurley here, back with some more Final Fantasy VIII. Last time, we explored Galbadia Garden, learned a little bit about our past, and then figured out our next course of action. But we're not going to take on the Sorceress today. Instead, what I want to do is wrap up a couple of side quests, particularly around cards, and then I want to show off one quick thing with the UFO side quest, and then that'll be it for today. So today's probably going to be on the shorter side of episode length. I was going to show off drawing some spells, but in my test run earlier, I forgot that because my magic stat isn't that high yet, it's actually going to be kind of annoying to draw spells at this point. And in my original playthrough, I didn't actually do any spell drawing at this point, so I actually would not be too worried about doing it. Assuming you have the Confuse spell. If you do not have the Confuse spell, I'll explain in a little bit how you can pick that up. But if you have the Confuse spell drawn, then you shouldn't need to worry about picking up any spells moving forward. We'll have plenty of opportunities to get those spells at a later point. But for now, what I'm going to do is I want to start by playing cards against this girl who has a rare card that we want. Now, if you did not change the rules in Trabia, like I mentioned earlier, back at Galbadia Garden the first time, she'll have the random rule, and that's going to be a pain. I don't have to worry about that, so I don't have to worry about trying to get rid of the rule either. So I'm going to play her until she plays the card I want, and then I'll be right back. Alright, she's playing it on the first try. Awesome. Now let's see. If I put Siren down here, she can't do anything to take it, so we're good there. And then I put Leviathan in between them, and we're done. It's really that easy. Yep, and she's not even going to be able to take that card back. So, yeah, this is pretty much a complete domination here. Not that surprising. And we get the selfie card in exchange. Alright, so now what I want to do is finish up the Chocobo side quest by... Well, now we need to go to the final Chocobo forest. Now you can't get here, or you can't finish up the side quest until you've gone to the first 6 Chocobo forests, which I outlined in the previous episode, but once you've done that, you can finish this quest at any time. And what we need to do is we need to pick up a Chocobo, because we're not going to be able to drive the garden there. So let's hop into the garden, and then what we want to do is head to the Chocobo forest, which is located right next to Galbadia Garden, so the one right here. So we'll go ahead and park the garden and head into the forest here. And since we've already completed this forest, all we have to do is walk to the back, talk to the Chocobo, and then we can ride it out. So, yeah, it's pretty convenient. Now again, we actually don't, except for this side quest, Chocobos in general aren't that useful. There's only one spot in the game when you really need to ride a Chocobo, so I mean, to some extent it kind of defeats the purpose of having these Chocobos at easy convenience, but nonetheless, we have it, so there you are. Now what you need to do to get to this last Chocobo forest is head to the peninsula to the east of Galbadia Garden over here. Once you get to the peninsula, you head south. You can see the water's a little bit more shallow here. If I can get off the cliff, there we go. The water's a bit more shallow. You can follow that water over to the central continent, which we can't access by any other means at this point. And this is actually the only portion of Central Estar's continent, Estar's continent that we can actually reach at this point. But yeah, this is how we get there, and then you want to head to the northern tip of this little portion here to get to the Chocobo forest. So we need to move, I think it's further to the right. There we go, perfect. And all we have to do now is we just walk in, run them to the Chocobos, and then we get to see a little dance. So yeah, this is not the reward, but we do have to sit here for like a minute and watch this dance while we wait for the reward. I mean, I'm always ambivalent about scenes like this, because on the one hand, should I say that I don't like it when games put scenes like this in? Because if a game had nothing like this, it would almost seem too bland or boring. But I'd rather have scenes that are actually funny and or add something to the plot. Like the Chocobos dancing. I get Chocobos are a big part of Final Fantasy VIII, but like sitting here for like a minute just to get some reward is kind of not the most exciting thing. But now that they're gone, we have control over Squall again. We talk to the Chocobo, and it's going to give us a reward. Now, if you talk to it again, it'll give you some Gasol greens, but at the cost of 800. So, or not 800, 600 bucks. So, yeah, I don't need Gasol greens, so I'm not worried about it. And then you talk to Chocoboy, who will call a Chocobo for you, which, if you were in any of those Chocobo forests, you could actually have him call a Chocobo for you, but then you wouldn't get the prize, and you wouldn't be able to complete the quest that way. So that's what he was referring to when he said, my last hint or whatever, my last help you, even though we never actually used that service in this game. And really, there's no reason to do that, because why would you ever really need a Chocobo in the first place? So, anyway, the side quest is done, which leaves us with one more card-related quest to finish, along with progressing the UFO side quest as far as we can at this point in the game, and then we'll call the episode there, I think. Although, we won't completely call it there. There's one thing I do want to show off with, again, drawing some spells, but I can do that once in the process of finishing up the Queen of Cards side quest. So, yeah, that is basically all we're going to finish doing today. And what am I doing? I'm running around in circles right now. Let's refocus here. Wait, did I get up on the wrong side of the continent? I did. Huh. That's bizarre. I did not even know there was a beach on this side of the continent. Huh. Well, anyway, that was odd. So let's actually go the direction we're supposed to go, which is to the east here. And now I'm just getting all sorts of tangled up. Okay, so my vantage point is, there we go. Got the right vantage point now. Now let's get to the coast. Let's get to the coast. This is really hard to figure out with this vantage point. It's kind of frustrating, actually. It's because I can't get it to go lower. I don't really want it to be higher. I can't get it to, but I can't get like the direct. There we go. I think this is where I wanted to go. Perfect. Yeah, it always seems, no matter how many times I practice this, I've done this twice now today, where I was just doing my test runs, and even with the practice, I still screwed it up. So, kind of a pain in the butt, but whatever. Like, see, this is the view I wanted right here, where I get like a direct backside view of what's going on. Now, one thing that I completely forgot about in the process of doing all of this is I forgot to make a visit by Shumi Village to try to refill to draw some more Ultima spells. So what I might do, nope, did not mean to run into Galbadia Garden, although I did not realize I could do that with a Chocobo. Huh. That's interesting. Well, all these random mishaps aside, what I'm going to do is I'm going to get into the garden. I'm going to go to Shumi Village, not Galbadia, Shumi Village. And then, once I'm in Shumi Village, I am going to draw my Ultima spells. Once I've drawn my Ultima spells, I am going to go to Balam, where the Queen of Cards should be, and if she's not there, then I will go to wherever she is. So I'll be right back. Alright, so the Queen of Cards is actually in Balam. Now what we need to do is we need to lose the Chocobo card to her. But what I want to do is I want to lose that card and then send her to Dalet. Hopefully she does that, and then we'll go on from there. Awesome, so I got her to go to Delete on the first try. Perfect. So now what we need to do, we're going to head to Delete, and then once we're there, we can win back the Chocobo card from her kid, and I think we need to talk to her to tell us where the next rare card shows up. But I'm actually going to show off my travels to Delete, because while we're there, I might as well show off the next portion of the UFO side quest, and then I can just kind of wrap it all up in one little go there. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and just show that off, I guess. What we need to do is we need to head to a particular beach on the Galbadian continent. The Galbadian, Trabia, Timber, Windhill, whatever you want to call it, continent. It's not quite the same as Trabia, where you only have one country there. I guess you could call it Galbadian's continent, because I mean they're the ones, they basically run things here. But let's see, what are we looking for? We're looking for a particular beach. Now, I can't remember where exactly this is. I don't think this is the right beach. Let's see, let me pull up my map. I know it's close to Timber. Is this the beach I'm looking for? Let's try this beach down here. I don't think this is it, but let's just double check. No, this is Nanchucket. Wow. Okay. Anyway, that's not the beach that we're looking for. So let's get back up on. Oh, maybe I can't get up that way. So let's see. How am I gonna get back up here? I guess I'm gonna have to go further. Yeah, I'm gonna have to go further west. Oh well. Yeah, so I'm looking for a particular beach where this UFO shows up. I think it actually might be north of Timber. Maybe that's what it is. But let's just double check to make sure that this isn't it either. No, that's the Lanker Plains, and then this beach is, what's this beach? No, that's not the right one. So I think it's further north. Where we want to go. So let's just go ahead and do that, and then I can head to Delete from there. But I can't really sneak through here, can I? No, it's not going to work. So we're going to have to go around the long way, unfortunately. So yeah, this is becoming quite the adventure, unfortunately. I was not expecting this to be this difficult, but my memory is just shot right now. So maybe this is the continent that I'm looking for up here. Otherwise, if it's not up here, then I'm going to probably have to do this, show this off, or get here off screen. I thought it was off of Timber, though. That's why I'm a little bit confused right now, because I didn't think it was Delete. I thought it was Timber. But maybe not. Maybe this is the beach I'm looking for. No, this is Longhorn Island. That's not what I'm looking for. No, it's not what I'm looking for. So maybe it's back here. No, but that wouldn't work either, because this is not... This is also part of... Then they're going to say this is part of Delete. Right? Yeah, that's still part of Delete. I'm pretty sure it was off of Timber, so... I'm actually just going to run back here now, and... Or you know what I'm going to do is I'm going to go off screen, and then when I find the beach that I'm looking for, I'll be right back. And what do you know? Looks like I'm running into the battle right now. So I've clearly found the beach that I was looking for accidentally. And like I said before, it was right outside of Timber. I'll show off the location once this UFO goes by. Yeah, so as always, we can't really hit it or do anything to it. We just gotta sit there and watch it go by, and then battle ends, and we don't get any experience. So we won't be able to finish this quest until Disc 3. But that's all we can do right now for the quest. So now, what I want to do in this kind of hodgepodge, mishmash episode is finally finish up the Queen of Cards stuff that I was mentioning earlier. So I'm going to run to Delete, and then once I get there, I will show off winning the card back and talking to the Queen of Cards and going from there. Alright, so we're back in Delete, and now that we're getting pretty close to the Queen of Cards, I decided to go ahead and cut back in. So now what we need to do is talk to her, and she'll tell us where the next card is, or who created the next card and where it is. Then we'll win back the card that we lost from her bratty son. And then we'll win the new card, and then I think that'll be about it. But first, let's just deal with this in order here. So let's talk to the Queen of Cards. Then we ask her about her artist father. Yeah. Awesome. Good. Yeah, so she tells us that the Chubby Chocobo card is in... the Chubby Chocobo card is in Galbadia Garden. But now we need an Alexander card to continue the side quest. Unfortunately, we won't get the Alexander card for quite some time. So, not much we can do about that. We're pretty much done with the Queen of Cards side quest until close to the end of Disc 3. And really, for the most part, once we finish this up, we're going to be done with side quests until the end of Disc 3, when we just do everything, including the leveling up and whatnot. So, let's play his son. When he plays the card that I want, I'll be right back. Thankfully, he's playing it in the first game, so all we gotta do is win it from him, and he's taking his time because he's supposed to be quote-unquote one of the good players. A good player who just throws his best card out in the first turn. I mean, sure, why not? Anyway, let's just play this the way we normally do. We're gonna play the lower left. Hopefully he plays a card to the left or right of the Chocobo, which I doubt he will, but if he does, then we pretty much have this game won. Alright, we get it. You're taking your time. Put a card down, please. Yep, and we've got the game won. Easy enough. And now he knows it. So, all we gotta do now is just not screw up and give up any cards, and then we're good to go. Huzzah! We got our Chocobo back. Even though I'm never gonna play with it, still, we got it back. And we already have all these cards, so it doesn't really matter what we get. So now what I want to do, head back to the garden. I'll meet you there in front of the guy who has the card that I'm looking for. Okay, well, this is where I want to be to find this next card. There's usually a guy sitting here, and he's the one who has the Chubby Chocobo card, but he's not sitting there right now, so we're going to leave the screen and then come right back. There we are. This is the guy we want to play. He has a Chubby Chocobo card. I'm going to play him until he plays it, and then I'll be right back. And he's playing it on the first game. Perfect. And he's not a very good player, which is even more perfect. But we can't take the card right now, so let's see. What we want to do is set it up. Oh, and I didn't put... Well, let's see. How do I want to do this? Let's put Leviathan there. And then hopefully he doesn't... Oh, I shouldn't have done... I didn't need to do that. There's no need for me to do that. I could have taken the card and anyway, and he wouldn't have been able to do anything. At any rate, we've won, so... yeah. Easy enough. Alright, so we get the next rare card that we want, the Chubby Chocobo card. So, at this point in the game, you have, as I've been mentioning in the last couple of episodes, you have the opportunity to draw some more spells if you want to. I'm not going to do that because I don't feel the need to, but you might want to draw a couple of spells if you are interested in doing your level grinding now, because it is possible to do that. Now, for that to happen, you need to have a Rosetta Stone. If you did not win one from Galbadia Prison earlier, then you're going to have to win one in Galbadia, or earn one in Galbadia Garden. But to do that, you might be well off by going to the training center and drawing some confused spells. You can draw them from the grads. All you have to do is use the level up ability that the Tomberry has. So if I go into the menu here, Junction GF, I have not equipped Tomberry yet because, well, I just really didn't think to. But you see he has the level up ability and the level down ability. Level up doubles an enemy's level down cuts it in half. So basically, if you have not already, you might want to pick up some Confuse spells from the training center if you're interested in doing some level grinding early. But I'm not going to do that, so I'm not worried about it. I will explain, though, how you can get a Rosetta Stone in Galbadia Garden once we get to that point. There are other spells that you can draw from around the world if you want to at this point. If you go up to Trabia Garden, there's an enemy there named Gyla, which looks like a stingray, which has the Meltdown spell if you level it up to 30 or above. There are ruby dragons that you can fight in Central Continent in the little forest there, which have Meteor and Flare if you raise them to level 30 or above. But I would discourage you from doing that because ruby dragons are a pain in the neck, and it would take a long time to draw those spells. You can also get some other status ailment spells, but I'm going to do all of that later. I was already planning on doing some of that stuff at a later point anyway, because we're going to need some more spells before about halfway through Disc 3. But I've decided now just to throw all that into just one major episode. So around halfway through Disc 3, before we get ready to do our serious level grinding, I'm just going to show off, hey, I'm going here and here and here and here to get all these spells that I need. But honestly, you don't need them at this point, so I'm not worried about it. And like I said, my magic stat is low enough to where getting the better spells is going to take a long time. And at this point, unfortunately, with the way my schedule is lined up, I don't have enough time to spend on doing a lot of these, I don't have the time to spend on doing all this grinding off screen, or this draw grinding off screen. Later, we'll have the opportunity to do that, but right now, I'm not worried about it. So instead, what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and head straight to the final encounter, or the final encounter of Disc 2, by heading to heading to the orphanage. One thing I might do off screen is I might do a little bit of, I'm going to probably set up my GFs to learn some new abilities that are more useful. I'm also going to look at my cards to see if I have anything that I can mod into some more useful spells. And if I do, I'll show that off before the start of the next episode. But as you can see, once you get here, look what we got. Galbadia Garden's just sitting there. You can try running up to it with Squall, but as you can see, he says something like, if you do, I'm pretty sure he says something like, get back into the garden or something. Nope, I can't get him to say anything. I thought you were able to get him to say something. Or maybe if you go to, I think you have to go to the orphanage. Maybe that's what it is. And he says something like, oh, hey, look, what's that over there? Let's see if I can get it to it. Nope, this place looks familiar. This is Dia's house. I get the feeling there's something good nearby, huge. Yep, and that is Galbadia Garden. Now, I wonder if I go over here now, if he says something. Let's see. Nope, still doesn't say anything. Alright, well, next time we're going to begin the inevitable encounter with Galbadia Garden. I'll be splitting that up into 2 big episodes. And yeah, we'll be wrapping up Disc 2. Until then, this has been Marathon Hurdler. I want to thank you as always for checking out my videos, and hopefully I see you next time.